The thin line between survival and tragedy is often composed of electromagnetic waves, the frantic connection between a victim in distress and a dispatcher behind a console. In the United States, the 911 system is a cornerstone of public safety, a psychological and physical safety net that millions rely on. Yet, history is haunted by instances where this net frayed, where the communication was clear but the action was absent, or where the technology meant to save lives became a digital tomb. To understand the gravity of these failures, we must look beyond the headlines and dive deep into the harrowing minutes of Kyle Plush, the domestic nightmare of the Powell family, and the final, agonizing stand of Loretta Pickard. The enclosure of Kyle Plush, a mechanical and systemic grave. The story of Kyle Plush is perhaps the most visceral example of how modern convenience can morph into a death trap. Kyle was a 16-year-old student at the Seven Hills School in Cincinnati, Ohio. A bright, well-liked teenager, Kyle was a member of his school's tennis team. On the afternoon of April 10, 2018, the weather was typical for an Ohio spring, and Kyle was following his routine. He drove his family's 2004 Honda Odyssey to the school's parking lot, intending to prepare for a match.
What happened next is a sequence of events so improbable that it sounds like a plot from a horror film. Kyle reached into the rear cargo area of the minivan, likely to retrieve his tennis gear. In a freak occurrence involving the third-row bench seat, a seat designed for convenience and folding, the mechanism malfunctioned or was triggered in such a way that the heavy seat flipped backward. Kyle was caught underneath it, pinned upside down in the cargo well, his chest compressed under approximately 70 pounds of pressure. This condition, known as positional asphyxia, meant that every breath he took was more difficult than the last. His lungs were being slowly crushed by the weight of the very vehicle that was supposed to transport him safely. In this state of mounting panic and diminishing oxygen, Kyle's presence of mind was extraordinary. Unable to use his hands, he activated Hey Siri on his iPhone. At 3:16 p.m., he made his first call to 911. The transcript of this call is a testament to human desperation. Kyle was gasping, his voice strained as he told the dispatcher, "I'm at Seven Hills. I'm gonna die here." The dispatcher on the other end, however, struggled to hear him. In many 911 centers, background noise or poor connection quality can mask the faint whispers of a dying person. While the dispatcher tried to gather information, the location data provided by the cell tower was only a general radius. Despite the ambiguity, 2 police officers were dispatched to the school. They arrived at 3:26 p.m. and spent roughly 11 minutes patrolling the parking lots. Crucially, they stayed inside their cruisers. They looked for someone waving for help or signs of a struggle, but they did not see Kyle, who was hidden behind the tinted windows of a parked van, trapped beneath a seat. At 3:35 p.m., Kyle made his second and final call. This is the recording that has left an indelible mark on the world. He knew time was running out. His voice was a rasping, rhythmic struggle for air. He managed to provide the specific details. "I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van in the parking lot of Seven Hills." Then he uttered the words that no mother should ever have to hear. "I probably don't have much time left, so tell my mom I love her if I die. This is not a joke."